wonderful to be here among so many friends, particularly my counselor, Ron Starr, Ward 6. He's a great friend to the Ahamdiyya community and always very present at your events and many, many events in the community. As many events as I go to, I think Ron Starr is at all of them too. He wants to support all the community groups, and he comes out every night, and I appreciate all you do for Mississauga, Ron. And we've got our MPPs here, Khalid Rashid, who's become a very good friend, Sharif Al-Sabawi, who I've known for many years, very active, originally with the Coptic community. We have, let me say, Arlene Botnick from Salal Synagogue. I don't know if you were introduced, Arlene, but very big supporter of the interfaith community here in Mississauga. And many of you have come out to Salal Synagogue when they have their doors open, meet your neighbors. And let's not forget, after the shooting in Quebec, it was Salal Synagogue that formed a ring around many of the mosques, the ring of love around many of the mosques, and we thank them for their support. Nice to see Noka Daru. Boy, that young woman has a big future in politics, I think, don't you think? Looking very lovely tonight. Thank you. Nice to see you, Noka. And of course, Ismail Faraz, who's here from Peel Regional Police. They came to us today asking for a big increase in the budget, 6%. I said, I don't know, we want to be safe, but that's a lot of money. We'll be talking about this, so we shall see. We shall see. Oh yes, the provincial government said they would send the Peel Police money because they have lots there. We are the only level of government that is not permitted to run a deficit, so our books are balanced always, let me add. So yes, and we're very, very fiscally responsible in Mississauga, providing the lowest possible tax increases, just enough to give you what you had last year and invest a little bit in new priorities. That's my pitch for tonight. Also want to recognize Tul Ahmed, Mirza Nassim Beg, Colonel Yahya, of course, and I've already mentioned Syed Hassan Gardezi. Thank you for inviting me tonight. We had been trying to organize a Ramadan dinner, but we couldn't make it happen. I had been traveling and very busy in the community, so this is nice. Not an iftar dinner, but post-Eid, always nice to have an Eid dinner. Also wanted to mention my dear friend who is with us right here. I should have said Satsri Kao right off the front, but for many years we have been friends. We call each other boss, so nice to see you. Aljit Sikand is with us, big supporter of the community. And I think it was you, Aljit, that introduced me to the great work of Humanity First. Many years ago when I was a member of Parliament, you said you must meet these people, the Ahamdiyya community. They're so charitable, they give back in so many ways. So I wanted to thank Aljit Sikand for first introducing me to the Ahamdiyya community and the great work that you do. So thank you, Mr. Sikand, and for joining us tonight as well. Hope I've mentioned just about everybody in the room that I know very well. I had the pleasure of attending many iftar dinners in the past. This year it seemed to be challenging because I was traveling. My very first year as mayor, I fasted, and we had a dinner with all the imams right across Mississauga, and I believe this had not ever been done before, to bring everyone in the room together, and this must be a tradition. We must try to do this at least once every term. It was a great event to hold, and I'm also delighted to be with you. I think it's still okay to say Eid Mubarak, yes? Hope so, since we're on the topic. So you have hosted many events in my honor in the past as well, and it means so much to me to have gained your affection and confidence. And as I have said, you've served the great residents of our city, and it's my honor to be re-elected to serve residents of Mississauga for a second term. But over 50 years now, the Ahamdiyya Muslim Jama'at has called Mississauga home, and you have demonstrated the importance of your work, the work of Humanity First and helping others. Whether it was, as we saw, providing food, clothing, relief, aid through natural disasters, but also clean water, medical treatment, education, etc. Your work is very profound, coming in the most vulnerable parts of the world, and we appreciate it. The values you have, especially love for all, hatred for none. This resonates with everyone, of course, and we share the same values of compassion, inclusion, respect for diversity, advocacy for human rights, and those that are Mississaugans, we hold those values as well near and dear to our hearts. So I am very, very proud to be mayor of a city that is home to such an active and engaged and thoughtful Ahamdiyya Muslim community that gives back in profound ways. We are very fortunate, all of us, to call Mississauga home. And I wanted to mention your overwhelming commitment to our city through zakat, the virtues of charity, compassion, and goodwill towards those less fortunate. But you perform zakat not only during Ramadan. I call on you each and every year to help those less fortunate in Mississauga, particularly during the annual food drive at Thanksgiving. And I must say, you are one of our largest donors. You know, you've provided aid. You've raised an incredible $10,000 last year and 25,000 pounds of food. The year before, this is a doubling of the increase. You said, Mayor, we're going to do double. We've only raised $5,000 and 10,000 pounds of food. This year, we're going to do $10,000 and 20,000 pounds of food, and you did 25,000 pounds of food. And this goes such a long way to helping those who are fortunate, and we have seen how you open your doors as well to new refugees, particularly the Syrian refugees that have come, providing clothing, accommodation, food, and connecting them with job opportunities, vital for them getting on their feet and getting started in their new home in Canada. I should have mentioned that as a result of your efforts in helping with the food drive that we do each and every year, we've done it now for 4 years, and this will be the 5th year coming up. But in the 4 years as mayor, you have helped, and you've been a big part of it, as I mentioned, $1 million and 1 million pounds of food for our Mississauga food bank. And you are one of our largest contributors, so my profound thanks for getting us over the top and helping us achieve this very, very ambitious goal, and helping those who need the assistance vitally in our community. People think Mississauga is such an affluent city, and we are, yet 17% live below the poverty line, and we have 90,000 people who use food banks. We have 9 food banks, and it's not what people think of when they think of our city, but I always tell them we have caring, loving, compassionate people who help those in need because they are their neighbors. Sometimes you don't even aware that truly is your neighbor, need help getting back on their feet because they've lost their job, and maybe you could pay the rent, make the car payment, but people in their family will be hungry that month and have to go to the food bank. So we profoundly thank you for your help. And this year we're going to be running it as well. So mid-September to the 3rd week in October, so you can start planning where we're going to get the oil and rice and kidney beans from, because I know you will be helping again this year, and I thank you. Mississauga is a city where everyone can succeed. I always say that everyone has an equal opportunity for success in Mississauga because of our values here. No matter where you come from, we are very inclusive, yet we're one of the most diverse cities, and we are very welcoming. And I've made a very strong stand about tolerance. We must have no tolerance for any intolerance in our Mississauga. Yes, there have been isolated incidents, makes me very ashamed. One not far from here, and at the Ahamdiyya Mosque, most recently, an incident that police are calling it road rage, but we know there is a component of intolerance in this too. So we must stand together, and I know I can count on our friends in the other communities, particularly Salal Synagogue. They will stand with us. We will stand shoulder to shoulder against any incidents of intolerance, because it's sad, it's unfortunate, but no one should be discriminated against or targeted because of their religion, or no one should be persecuted because people lack religious toleration. My friend Sharif El-Sabawi will tell you that even the Coptic Christians in Egypt have been targeted. We've seen incidents of religious persecution around the world, and it must stop. Places of worship, whether they're mosques, temples, churches, synagogues, of course, must remain safe and welcoming places of worship. And we must never forget the people who lost their lives, whether it was in Quebec here in Canada, New Zealand in Christchurch recently, California, Pittsburgh, and also Sri Lanka. They're called soft target Sri Lanka, simply because of religion. This is unacceptable, and this is where it must stop. And you know that I have made it a priority to build our city into one of the most inclusive and one of the most welcoming cities in the world, and we must continue to do that. In Mississauga, we embrace our diversity. It is what makes us strong, and it is what makes us unique. We have people from over 200 countries speaking 150 different languages just to come into Canada. You are talented, bringing investment money with you, or bringing your skill set. And this is what sets us apart. We have highly trained, highly skilled people here in Mississauga, and that's why we are such a success story when it comes to attracting businesses. They want to locate in Mississauga. We are a haven for investment because we have a great quality of life, but we also have very highly trained, highly skilled resident base, talent pool, if you will, a big talent pool of trained, talented people who are willing to work and work very, very hard, because those are the values that we share. And that's why we've been such a great success at attracting investment into Mississauga. But back on the other theme, we must work together to build a tolerant society, one free of hatred. And I know that you do your bit, because the Quran teaches you that love and compassion for every person, and as you have just in your basic philosophies, again, love for all, hatred for none, and this is so important. It teaches us at the end of the day that humanity is but a single brotherhood, so make peace with your brethren. I want to thank the city's Muslim community for always welcoming people of all faiths with open arms, and for making our city a better place because of our diversity. Whether it's cultural festivals like Mississauga or Muslim Fest, Halal Fest this weekend, I hope you're going. We're kicking it off tomorrow evening, or by giving back to those less fortunate. I hope that since I have become mayor under my leadership, we have become an even more inclusive, more welcoming city that embraces all people from all cultures, all faiths, and all backgrounds. I have made it a priority. And you know, in the workplace, if you work for a big company, they call it tone at the top, right? And I hope we have established that tone at the top right here in Mississauga. That neighbors can live side by side, peace and harmony, pray together, shop together, live together. In Mississauga, we say we don't build walls, we just build longer tables for everyone to come and enjoy and welcome one another, because we just like here, we are a caring place, we're compassionate. Everyone has a home, everyone belongs in Mississauga. It's a place where we can all grow together and we all thrive, because everyone, remember, has an equal opportunity for success in Mississauga. Now, I thank you for hosting me tonight. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Ahamdiyya Muslim community, and I'm also happy to answer questions that you have about the city, about our growth, about our investment, about our independence, now that we have captive audience. Anything you like, or we can sit down and have dinner, up to you. Tonight we are also, maybe after dinner, if you can, come join us at Celebration Square. This is game six. So each 4 of the games, we had over 20,000 people. Once we had 25, last game was only about 17 because it was raining. And the night where it poured rain, we still had 5,000 people. So over 90,000 people have come to Celebration Square to watch the game. When I leave you tonight, I have to kick off the events, speak to the media about Jurassic Park West, because the Raptors have really become Canada's team. What a great way to bring people together through sport, through excitement. And you know, many states in the U.S. support the Raptors too. So we just want to say, go Raptors, go. Thank you very much for having me, and I am happy to take any questions, unless it'll be between you and me is dinner. So anyone? No? Okay. Thank you very much for having me.
We would like to present a souvenir, and I would request Sayyid Hassan Jardezi, please. please.